All right, good morning all. This is Mr. Menifee, and I'm going to kind of talk through what we're doing for the assignment today and how it leads into what we've got going on. So far this week, we've basically talked about, you've done a controlled substances in prison, a little miniature research project, you've written some questions. Later today, I'm going to be interviewing the retired prison security guard about that, and we're going to go ahead and get some more information about that. So like I said, I'm going to be interviewing retired prison security today and going to ask him his questions. We'll probably post that up on Monday if we can get it all edited and ready to go. Okay, what you've worked on this week, you've worked on the schedule of drugs. Okay, 2 days you've done a little Google Slides for me. Just some very bare bones basic information about the drug schedule. Schedule 1 being completely illegal, Schedule 2, 3, 4, and 5 being in varying degrees of legality based on your medical need and what it's used for. We always want to cover drug schedules as kind of an issue that we want to make sure people understand when we get into your research paper. Because that's going to make a big difference in your research paper and understanding what you're doing. So, for today, we're moving into controlled substances and classes and classifications. So I'm going to walk you through the assignment because this assignment is going to be the assignment that's going to be a test grade, and it's going to lead into your research paper. So, let me pull it up here. Okay. Also make sure all grades are going to be updated over the weekend. Please make sure you get your grades your assignments into me. Grades will lock on Friday and be the end of the progress report period. So most of the stuff you understand pretty well. Create a Google Slides file. What we're going to do is we're going to drop down to this. Okay, you're going to use your Chromebook for this, not your phone, and you're going to download the DEA Drugs of Abuse 2020 edition. You are only using the Drugs of Abuse 2020 edition for this assignment. Now, when you get into your research paper, you're going to have basically 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20, and other sources to use for your research paper. But we are covering a broad overview of various controlled substances today, okay? So the controlled substances you're going to be looking at on page 4 and various pages in the book are going to be drug classes we're going to cover. Narcotics, stimulants, depressants, hallucinogens, steroids, marijuana/cannabis, inhalants, designer drugs, and drugs of concern. Okay, so what you're going to do is we've got our drugs of abuse here. It's in festive holiday colors this year because apparently the DEA likes to let it snow. Yeah, I know, it's a dumb joke. So we come over here, and we are on, well, this is kind of gives us the indication. So we'll basically go from each section. Now, we're not super concerned about the drugs in the middle. We're concerned about the overall drug classes. Okay, yeah, so in narcotics, we've got fentanyl, heroin, hydromorphone, methadone, morphine, opium, and oxycodone. I'm not super concerned about that right now. I want you to understand the overall drug classes so that when you pick out a research paper topic, you're well familiar with what that class of drug that is in. And you can be like, oh no, I don't want to research that, or I do want to research that, and you can give me some good reasons, okay? So, let's go back to the assignment. So you're going to have a total of 19 slides. First slide's going to be a title slide. You're going to have 18 slides for each, total for all the drug classes. Each drug class will have 2 slides, okay? So let's jump down here. On both slides, you'll need the drug class and its number. So if it was depressants, it'd be number 3, and you're going to put it on both slides for your listing. Okay, on the first slide, for each drug class, you will need to list the following information in shortened form. What is it? Okay? This is where you're going back and you're using the DEA guide for what it is. Okay? So, if I'm in narcotics, narcotics is page 48. Scroll down to page 48. Expand this. Okay? And it says, what are narcotics? Man, this is a really long definition. So we want to focus on just what is the actual important part here. 2 to 3, paraphrase sentences. Do not be like copy, paste, everything. I don't want to read everything. You don't need to know everything. You just need to know a certain section, stuff that's important. So what I would look at is originally referred to as a variety of substances that dull the senses and relieve pain. That's important to know. What does this drug do? It's a pain reliever. Okay, it dulls the senses. All right, and it refers to opium, opium derivatives, and their semi-synthetic substitutes. Okay, just like you can have real cheese or you can have fake cheese, you got real opioids and you have fake opioids. Okay, or semi-synthetic opioids. They both serve a purpose. They both can have the same properties, just one is essentially grown and the other is lab made. All right, so that would be that first little section there. Second section is you're going to find on your first slide for your drug class, you're going to give you 3 to 7 specific drugs in that class. Okay, example, narcotics has fentanyl, heroin, and hydromorphone. And if you look here, and we go back to page 3, okay, it tells me all the drugs that are in that class. So stimulants, I would say drugs in that class include amphetamines, cocaine, khat, methamphetamines. If I'm on drugs of concern, DXM, kratom, salvia. Someone asked me about salvia the other day. I do not remember who it was, but yes, we do have it in drugs of concern right now. Okay, if we're talking about designer drugs, we're talking about hallucinogens. It gives you a listing right here in the table of contents. Now, let me explain what you don't want to do. You don't want to give me a bunch of street or slang terms. Okay, if we're talking about marijuana, I do not want to know that it's also known as gas, the devil's lettuce, the sticky, a specific brand you like. You know, if someone's got that good Kush, I don't really care right now. Okay, I want the technical names. All right, and that might be marijuana resin, that might be whatever's listed in there. Something for vaping, something for edible, something like that. Okay, marijuana is a little tricky one. If you got specific questions, just ask me directly for that. Okay. Next thing, on the first slide for each drug class, you include one picture or example of a specific drug in that class. Okay, so this is OxyContin. It's a drug in the narcotic class, and I have a picture of an OxyContin. Now remember, we have not said that these are illegal. We've said they're controlled substances. So yes, you can get a prescription for this, but it's a controlled substance, which means if you don't have a prescription for it and you get caught with it, well, you're going to be in trouble because you have something you're not supposed to. All right, so what do we do on the second slide then? On the second slide, for each drug class, you have 3 sections. Section 1, how is it used? Section 2, what are the effects on the mind? And section 3, what are the effects on the body? Okay, so we're going to go through it with narcotics again. I'm going to scroll back down to narcotics. Sorry for the delay there. Okay, so how are they used? And this is also how they are used. Narcotics / opioids can be swallowed, smoked, sniffed, or injected. So what does that mean? Well, you can pop the pill, you can smoke it up, however you're smoking it up, you can sniff it, do that line, or you can inject it. All right? These are the way they're used. Okay, I'm not, if you've got specifics for it, great, but stick to the drugs, the drug uses in it. It's going to be listed as how are they used. What it also means how are they utilized. So either word works really great. Now the next part is what is the effect on the mind? Okay, 2-3 sentences paraphrased. Okay, don't copy and paste. Give me it in your own words. General sense of well-being. Okay, so basically it reduces tension, anxiety, and aggression. Okay. Also, drowsiness and inability to concentrate and apathy. Now, let me be really clear here. I don't want a list of this drug is bad and these are the bad things that happen to you because this drug is bad. That's bull crap stuff right there. That's moralistic crap. You're looking at the science of it. As the science of it, people don't start taking a drug unless there's a reason to take a drug. People don't take crappy drugs. People take drugs to improve their situation or to offer a benefit. Every drug is going to have side effects, but people have to understand that someone doesn't mean like, well, I'm going to start doing cocaine because it's going to kill me. No, people start doing cocaine because it's a stimulant. It helps them get through something. Yes, can it kill them? Yeah, very much so. Cocaine's going to straight up give you a heart attack if you abuse it. You have to understand that we cannot lay moralistic judgments on this if we're doing it as science. All right? So make sure you understand there's a reason for people to start doing this in the first place. Be it a mental effect or a physical effect. Okay? So, what is the effect on the body? Well, if you're doing opioids, narcotics, heroin, something like that, okay, it's going to treat pain, suppress coughs, cure diarrhea. Okay, just so you understand, if it's curing diarrhea, aka that means it's constipating you on purpose, one of the things we see with heavy narcotics, opioids, heroin users, is they can't poop, right? Just can't. It's like you ate 3 blocks of cheese and you just can't go to the potty anymore. Same about general idea, okay? Yes, they poop eventually, but it's really hard to. All right, kind of off topic on that. So make sure you understand, what are the effects on the body? Give me give me some symptoms. Other symptoms, and these are kind of the less desirable symptoms: slow physical activity, constriction of pupils, flushing of the face and neck, basically you're getting red, constipation, nausea, vomiting, and your breathing might slow or stop. Stop breathing is always a bad side effect. Okay? So, you got the effects of the mind, effects of the body. I do not want your first-hand accounts. I don't care if you smoked weed. I don't care if you did a line of coke off a clown's back at a children's birthday party. Don't care. Don't want to know. All right? This is the scientific application of it. We're going to look at the science of it. You want to give me first-hand accounts? Wait until we do the research paper. Then jump into a bunch of Reddit drug use threads. Okay? So, once you finish the assignment, please have another student or teacher double check and read through your work. Do not skip this step. This step is not graded on this one. It is graded on your research paper. Literally, you're going to have to record someone saying that they looked over your paper and they thought it was acceptable for the next one. This one you don't have to, but it will count as 15 points on your next one. So just go and practice it now. Okay, once you get done, also, if they tell you corrections, make the corrections, particularly spell check. Just do your spell check. Please share your complete assignment with matt.menifee@wakefic.org. This will count as one test grade and is due by Monday the 7th at midnight. Okay? After this assignment, basically Monday, we're starting your prep work for your research paper. Your research paper will be your final grade of the 6 weeks. Every assignment you do related to your research paper will count as a daily grade. Okay? Research paper will be done before Christmas. When we come back from Christmas, you're going to record a digital PowerPoint version of your research paper, and you will present that as your semester test grade. There will not be another fill in the blank, fill in the bubble, check A, test grade for the rest of this semester. That is what you're doing. All right, if you have any questions, shoot me an email, call me, stalk me, find me on Instagram, whatever. All right, have a great day. This is Mr. Menifee. Adios.